On this episode of Ostentatious, we're going to learn how to modify a base knob so that it fits in your dash. Alright, so basically our concept here is whenever you get a bass knob for a sub amplifier, it comes in one of these janky little flimsy plastic housings. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you, this isn't the 70s. We don't want to take two screws and just screw this down to the bottom of our dash. Alright? If you're doing that with stuff, just stop it right now. Just stop. Okay? That time's over. We want to show you guys how to modify one of these so that it actually fits inside the dashboard. Whether you have a lot of room or not, doesn't matter. And you're able to just put the knob through the front. So the first thing I'm going to do is, I always like to take the volume knob off. Now guys, be careful with this. Make sure they don't go in an angle. If these are plastic, they will break. There, we don't have a bass knob volume knob on there anymore. And guys, this volume knob actually was so far in that my finger hit this little light right here every time that I tried to turn it. And so I knew that was going to be a problem when we got into the vehicle. The next step is we're going to take some kind of precision driver. It may be a hex driver, it's just depending on whatever your bass knob has. This one has two screws on the back, so we're going to remove those two screws and see what we have inside. So there is one out. There is. Because I really don't care if I'm stripping these or not, because I'll never put this back together. All right, and there's number two, and the back is off. So, oh, well, I can already tell this one simply slides out the back. Now, this is very similar to the one Kicker has. The only difference with Kicker is they have a washer and a nut on the front you twist off and it just falls out the back. So that's very good that it falls out like that. Second thing you want to do, now these tend to try to wobble and come loose and break solders in the dash. You want to find a piece of heat shrink, which this one doesn't. You want to try to find a heat shrink piece that is comparable to the size, which this one looks about right. Now I do want to cut the length of this so that whenever I have it in the dash, I'm still able to get into the back to the RG11 jack there. So I want to kind of measure it out, kind of roughly even. Cut that across. And then just slide the bass knob in there. Okay. I don't want to go too far. Don't go up past the threads here. So now I have the heat shrink on here, and all I'm going to do is heat that up real quick. Now guys, please don't dwell in one place too long. This does have a circuit board on it. You don't want to end up going in there and melting the solder from the circuit board, because after all, this is for the purposes of protecting that solder board to start with. So because we're protecting it, we don't want to ruin it. Okay. I've seen a lot of cases of people ruin things because they were taking too many measures to try to protect it. There we have it. Now guys, I did wrinkle that heat shrink just a little bit. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. All right. Now guys, this one does have a little bit of a stick out on this LED. That's fine. What I'm going to do is in the dashboard and the cutout, I'm going to measure my hole and cut my hole here. And I'll probably just put a little dab of something like a little gel or toothpaste or something on here. When I slide this in, I'll touch the back of the dash and I'll drill that hole out as well. And once you have the hole drilled out for this, don't drill it any bigger than the rotary here. Just stick the knob on it from the outside and it's not going anywhere. That's it. That's all it takes to take a bass knob out of its housing and mount it inside of your dash.